my god.
Spider-Man Edge of Time was released on October 4th of 2011 and released on almost every single console present at the time. And I mean every console. Developed by our good old friends at Phoenix, it's known by fans to be one of the best Spider-Man games ever made, carrying a story driven by time travel and theories, as two beloved Spider-Men carry a bond like brothers. For this review, I'll be focusing on the 3DS version because that was the original version I was planning on reviewing, but I'll also be using footage from other ports of the game just for the better quality. Start the game off with a terrifying tutorial against Anti-Venom, learning to use light and heavy attacks into combos while also using our spider senses to move at fast speeds and dodge Venom's attacks. However, Anti-Venom is just too swole.
Damn, boy, he's there.
And so now we have to survive for as long as possible until Spider-Man of 2099 gets to us.
Run for your life!
Unfortunately, upon his arrival, Spider-Man is killed in the process. We're then taken to the future of 2099 and introduced to Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man of 2099. Explaining his distrust in Walker Sloan, he's the CEO of Alchemex, who's attempting time travel behind closed doors. O'Hara decides to confront Sloan as Spider-Man to get answers. As we watch over Sloan in the vent, we hear he plans to go back in time to start Alchemex early so that he can have full control over the tech world. O'Hara says, nah, we can't have that. So he jumps through the portal only to find out that he is too late. The only way for him to stop Sloan is to get help from Peter Parker from the past. Since time has already been altered by Sloan, Peter now works for Alchemex instead of the Daily Bugle. By using Peter's DNA, because O'Hara is a genetic scientist and the company just has access to his genetics,
I had to download a sample of my own DNA into the permanent Alchemex genetic files.
he was able to take Peter's DNA and create a neural link for him and Peter to communicate through their minds. O'Hara explains the situation to Peter and advises him not to go to the 66th floor because that's where he gets bodied.
We have almost no time.
Time until what?
Until you're killed.
Until I'm what now?
But Peter's like, nah, I can't let some loose killer slide.
You want a Spider-Man who'll do whatever you want? Go play a video game.
And there we go. Yes, it works. It is the best thing ever. And why?
So Peter decides to head towards the 66th floor as he encounters Anti-Venom as explosions go off in the building. So Peter fights his way through guards from the future. I'm not even gonna question it. O'Hara realizes that anything that happens in the building in Peter's time affects the building in his time as well, calling it the quantum causality. O'Hara plans to make his way to the 66th floor to prevent Peter from dying. After some more platforming and puzzle solving, Peter eventually runs into Anti-Venom, and Peter notices that he's being controlled by some programming chips that's been planted inside of him. So now he's going to try to figure out how to get them out. Following the trail of Anti-Venom, we meet Sloan Walker. Sloan activates all of the control chips in Anti-Venom to have him go berserk. So begins our fight with Anti-Venom, and again, he's just too swole.
Yeet! Oh, hello? Eddie? We all done here? Huh, how about that? Miguel, good news. Turns out you were wrong!
As Spider-Man continues his fight, O'Hara is still making his way to the 66th floor. The more Peter fights, the more it seems like the end is near as he crawls away. In a cinematic cutscene, Peter and Anti-Venom knock each other out as O'Hara pulls Peter through the portal and takes his body to the casket from Kingdom Hearts 2.
You're lucky.
O'Hara jumps through the portal to the past to fight off Anti-Venom. As Peter wakes up, we have to destroy the genetic mutations and fend off against Anti-Venom to keep Peter safe from the mutations in 2099. We defeat Anti-Venom and remove the chips controlling him. Enraged for controlling him, Anti-Venom tackles Sloan and Dr. Octavius through the portal. After being healed by the lab machine, Peter and O'Hara test the portal to make sure that it's a one-way trip. For O'Hara to return to his time, he needs Peter to gather materials from 2099 and bring them to Peter's time. However,
What the heck is that?
What happened?
I'm looking at a tentacle the size of a Buick.
for some odd reason, tentacles are appearing around the building, and so now we have to take out the claws to move them out of the way.
My, a blast from the past, Such an active little spider. Brings back so many memories.
Oh no, it's that E-girl again. We get the parts back to O'Hara and now he has to set them in place while fighting off enemies. Something still seems off and O'Hara decides to take a look around to find out why. Peter then talks about wanting to stay in the future so that his loved ones aren't caught in the crossfire. Peter, you do realize you won't ever see them again, right? O'Hara is like, nah fam, you're helping out a lot of people here. After some snooping around and free falling, O'Hara isn't able to get past one of the doors since it's locked by a voice activated lock. O'Hara tells Peter to access the archives on his end to open the door. So Peter and O'Hara work together using quantum causality to get by security and reach the archive room. Peter starts searching through the archives and learns that Mary Jane dies that night in the Alchemix building. O'Hara doesn't see Mary Jane as a top priority though, but Peter convinces him to save her because Spider-Man would never ignore a civilian in danger.
I'm going to die!
So now we have to save Mary Jane as O'Hara.
Mary Jane, head toward the sound of my voice. Mary Jane!
Oh, thank God. Wait, who are you? I don't care, just help me!
I'm over here, why is she running away? We catch up to her in the elevator and after a long fall, and I mean long, we save her from the elevator. We get back to Peter and the voice from earlier reveals herself to be Black Cat. Black Cat was put on an anti-aging drug in Peter's time and says that it was Peter who put her on the drug. Peter has no idea what she's talking about. Then the boss fight with Black Cat begins. And then we start to fight her clone? Anyways, after defeating the clones, O'Hara tells us that we have to enter the portal at the same time since it's low on energy. On Peter's way out, he's met by the CEO of Alchemix, which is his alternate future self. A past version of Peter using the anti-aging drug decided to gain all power after losing everyone he loved, mostly meaning Mary Jane because we don't hear anything about Aunt May or Harry.
Explain it all to you.
Explain it to my rapidly retreating backside.
Black Cat has the key we need and so now we have to get it back from her. So we fight her again and defeat her along with her clones, retrieving the key. Both Peter and O'Hara are at the portal and they both go through, returning to their timeline.
Oh my God.
A new mutated form of Anti-Venom called Atrocity comes through the portal and the time storm begins to tear apart the space around O'Hara. O'Hara heads for the Parascience lab to figure out how to fix it, while Peter has to fight Atrocity alone. He asks Peter to get a sample of DNA from it and download it into the computer. So now Peter has to get the DNA recorder. We trap Atrocity in the containment room to knock him out and gather a DNA sample.
Hey, it came through, but the strands are in pieces. Can you get another sample?
And after getting multiple samples, O'Hara suggests that high voltage is Atrocity's weakness. Out of nowhere, a hologram of evil Peter appears, explaining his plan to control the flow of time and set the world to where everyone is living peaceful. So after he's fallen through the trapdoor, he begins powering up the incinerator. After some more platforming and puzzle solving, Peter and O'Hara are back in the gateway room as Peter faces off Atrocity and O'Hara faces evil Peter. As O'Hara fights evil Peter, Peter eventually beats Anti-Venom back through the portal.
He thinks it's over, doesn't he? Don't see any fat ladies singing though.
Miguel then takes evil Peter down.
Oh my God, he's so god cool!
As time begins to turn everything back to the way it was, Peter and O'Hara both remember everything clearly because of plot. And the game rolls the credits as the two swing off into their timeline. Just want to take this time to say thank you for sticking through to the end of the video, and I want to greatly apologize for my absence. Working a full-time job and trying to manage YouTube, find enough time to edit, record, and do all this other stuff. Not gonna lie, it's been challenging, but I promise we're getting back into the flow of things. Once this video is uploaded, I'm already working on 2 other videos. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. If you have any other games you want me to review, let me know down in the comments below. And also subscribe to the channel because again, we're gonna be consistent. We're gonna be consistent both on here and on the Twitch channel. Also, I'm giving away some HelloFresh codes if you want $15 off your second and third HelloFresh box. No, I am not sponsored by HelloFresh, but I just thought I would do something nice for you guys because I really appreciate you guys sticking with me for however long I was gone. But thank you for sticking towards the end of the video. Hope you guys are having a great day. Remember, stay marvelous, fam, and I will see you in the next video.